I guess we could talk about horror films
Should we get into
exclusively.
Halloween?
Yeah. Only horror movies today. Only horror movies.
Only horror. Yeah.
Daniel Craig, James Bond horror trilogy,
Oh,
which, in my opinion, is a horror trilogy. Uh, well, especially the new one is a horror movie to me because, like Christoph Waltz, like the villains, the way they're portrayed, like Christoph
mhm.
Waltz has his like eye taken out, like that's fucking freaky, and
Yeah.
Rami Malek is like, I mean, what else is he supposed to be except a fucking creep in the new James Bond movie?
Yeah.
Every fucking frame was like gorgeous in No Time to Die, which is,
Yeah.
and every like place you're at is so cool. And so
hmm
they're just, that's just the way to do it. Like they're taking full advantage of modern filmmaking, what they can do to make not only not only is Daniel Craig an amazing Bond, but like the filmmaking that's at work is just on, and it's like it's never been done before in like Bond movies, just because of what we're capable of now. Do the like logo, the Bond logo, as he's like coming around the corner,
Oh, yeah.
what how he's just like on his killing prowl, basically.
Yeah.
Like going through hallways, killing everyone inside. He just turns a corner and goes like,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
The
oh,
classic.
there
Yeah.
it is. I'm like, yes.
The money shot. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The money shot. Yeah. Yeah. What was also cool is that scene in the forest where all those like big SUVs just
Oh my
suddenly
God.
pop
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
That was really cool. Yeah.
Somehow they just pop out of nowhere, and he's just like, and then he just starts shooting at them and shit. It's just,
Thinking one of my favorite scenes in Spectre is the Dia de los Muertos
yeah, the opening
segment.
is fantastic. Yeah.
So there you go. That also ties into Halloween with
Right, it
yeah.
does. Yeah, that is definitely the most. I didn't even bring that up, and that was my strongest point I could have had. Knowing those movies though, they would have like had to like Bond would have had to like fuck her later or something, and then it would mess
Yeah.
things up with like the other girl who's like the real main point of it. So they're like, let's get rid of her because
Yeah.
this guy fucks everything.
And I think pre Daniel Craig Bond movies, there would have been a sex scene uh with both Anna De Armas and the new 007 Bond. There were like as many women as we can get for
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, maybe it's like the post PC Bond movie. That's why he's only with one girl in this movie, because it's not like they hold back in the other Bonds with him and the women. He's in like, they're trying to call back to the Connery ones where like, he's sleeping with all the women he meets.
Yeah. There's like 5 women in the movies, and then he sleeps with every single one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Each one more beautiful than the next and more exotic.
And then at the end, there's one of them that wants to like stay with him or whatever, and it's like, oh, of course, even though he's just been sleeping around. Yeah.
Yeah. But like when him and Ana de Armas went on that killing spree, and then like Daniel Craig's like, he's like walking out, like he walks outside like with the machine gun. He's just like shooting up in the buildings and shit. I was like, this is fucking awesome. And I'm like, I'm going to miss this guy so much as Bond. Yeah. They kind of have like the same laugh, like kind of comes on from the Invisible Man as like the mummies walking around. And I'm like, ooh, that's creepy. And like, oh, that's kind of like the Invisible Man. But it didn't really... I don't know. It didn't, like, where it went from there. It got pretty boring from there on out. So I was kind of disappointed in them. I was disappointed in the mummy from 1932. Come on, guys.
Yeah. I went to the theater to see the new Bond last week, and then looking to go see Last Night in Soho and French Dispatch in the theater coming up too. So thought that if I could watch one of these at home, then I would. So I watched Dune, and I've got to say, I think watching it at home, I realized it definitely should be seen in the theater, but but at the same time, I still really loved it, and the horror aspect of it is that holy shit, I'm kind of confused and lost at how dense this is. So that's how it scares me.
What the hell's Jason X?
Jason X takes place in the year 2455. So
is it space Jason?
Yep, space.
Oh
spaceship.
Man, I'm jealous.
Yeah, so this is you've got to see this one. This one is crazy. I don't know if you've seen any of like the sci-fi, like the channel sci-fi original movies. They're always like stupid and ridiculous and terrible, and this I felt like is one of those, but with the Friday the 13th Jason Voorhees like license to use it. Basically Jason was frozen, and his body has like preserved through 400 years, over 400 years, and Jason just goes crazy, goes apeshit on this crew, and this movie is just crazy ridiculous. I can't even like say so much about like all that happens. There's some actual like funny and like crazy killings that happens that are actually like admirable. Like I like that it went all out for this, and I also have to say it is the horniest movie I maybe have ever seen in my life. Like every single person in this movie is trying to fuck each other constantly, and it all like every single,
because they're
like,
in space, it's all they have.
that's all they can do. It's just like every like piece of dialogue is it's either trying not to get
sexual
killed,
innuendo,
or it's like, yeah, it's a sexual innuendo. Everything is like I would really hate to like do all this work without being able to like satisfy my massive erection right now, and then a girl would be like, well, maybe I can help you out with that. And it's like, it's all just so and it's in front of everybody too. It's just so blatant. It's like, hey boss, we're gonna go back to our quarters and have sex. And like, oh my god, is that all you guys do around here? And it's like, there's no professionalism at all. They're like researchers or something doing this work, but they're all just openly talking about fucking each other constantly. And
well, I think all the Friday the 13th movies to a degree are very horny, because he has to like kill them while they're having sex. That's like almost every kill is done that way. So now that they're not at summer camp, I think, which is supposed to be like a horny place, now they're in space and they're working, so they're like, they're like supposed to be bottled up and like horny from all the space work, and so they just want to like fuck each other, I guess. And Jason's just like here, and he's angry because all the people are there fucking in space, and he doesn't know where he is.
He doesn't get aroused by the act of sex. He gets aroused by the act of murdering people
while they're having sex. Yeah. He's like, if only there was someone killing them right now while they were doing it.
That would be so hot. Yeah. Well, there's an interview with Jamie Lee Curtis leading up to this where she was like, I love Jamie Lee Curtis, but in this interview she was like, and there's a lot, the movie ties a lot into our nation,
what's going on,
what we're going on now, like the Black Lives Matter. It's like, just because you have a protest going on doesn't mean it relates to the Black Lives Matter movement, or that
your protest can't be bad.
This is a shitty thing.
Oh my god, and she even said Black Lives Matter. Oh my god, I was thinking more so like
She did.
The cap, like the Trump, like the
right.
Trumpers who charge the Capitol, that sort of thing. That's kind of what but it still doesn't even really go with it. Doesn't even go with that well to me. But yeah, Black Lives Matter is like
no, they were trying to murder an innocent guy.
Yeah, I mean, it like was one of my least favorite Halloween sequels I've ever seen, and I've seen one like there's a Halloween called like Halloween Resurrection where like Lil Jon is in it, and he's literally like fighting like Michael Myers while it's all being broadcasted on a webcam, because that was like a cool, like a hip technology
trendy
at the time. Yeah, and Lil Jon's just like at the end, he's literally like, "Come on, motherfucker!" And then he like kicks him, and he keeps kicking Michael. I've seen like movie Halloweens like that, but Halloween Kills was like another level of just bad to me, for a Halloween movie that really for like a property that technically really has one good one, one definitive, really good one.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the original is just like so great and just like highly regarded by everyone, but then everything else after it just loses what made it good.